payday written in the stars. Tonight on the World Poker Tour.
The World Poker Tour is a series of 17 international poker tournaments featuring the biggest games,
That's going to do it for the Masters.
the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. In Northern California, 6 players, $4.7 million. It's a shot at poker stardom tonight on the World Poker Tour.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Mike Sexton along with Vince Van Patten, and we are in majestic Northern California in San Jose for the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament.
And Mike, this is always a fun one. I mean, this is the tournament where the poker superstars put a bullseye on their backs, and if another player knocks them out, they not only get $5,000 cash, but they also have a great story that they can bring back to their home game, and tell for the rest of their lives. This is good.
Well, knocking out a star is fun, Vince, but making it to the final table is where it's at. And nobody has a better story than last year's Cinderella champion, Danny Wynn. He knocked out 2 shooting stars on the final table on the way to his $1 million payday.
That is true, Mike. And you know what? Millions is what the World Poker Tour is really all about. This season, we had 518 players come up to San Jose, California, with stars in their eyes, $10,000 cash in their hands to take a shot at the big boys and try to take home that $1.1 million first prize.
Well, 6 players remain, including 1 shooting star. Let's meet him.
In 6th chip position tonight on the short stack out of Los Angeles, California, is Chad Brown. Now, he makes his living as a poker commentator. Now, what idiot would want that job, Mike? Okay, moving over to 5th chip position. We've seen him before on the WPT. He's one of the superstar young guns out of Las Vegas. It's 25-year-old phenomenon, David Williams.
Starting out in 4th chip position tonight with 703,000 in chips, Fabrice Soulier from Paris, France. Fabrice used to be a TV director, and Vince, his script tonight is going to be for yet another European player to capture a WPT title. In 3rd chip position is 22-year-old Danny Smith out of Folsom, California. Danny's been a poker pro for 2 years, but he's been playing cards with his family his entire life. Sounds like your house, Vince.
Very true. Okay, moving over to 2nd chip position tonight. A local from San Jose, Ravi Udikumar. Now, Ravi is a manufacturing engineer. Got in this tournament through his satellite. Who knows? The dream very much alive.
And our chip leader with 1.3 million in chips, Nam Lee from Huntington Beach, California. Nam's 25 years old, making his 2nd WPT final table appearance tonight. He was taught how to play poker by 2-time WPT champion Tuan Lee. But Vince, tonight, Nam was looking to put his own WPT trophy on the mantle.
Ante, shuffle up and deal.
It is a great concept to have bounties, just extra incentive to play this tournament, like people really needed it. And it is fun. Antes will be $1,000, $5,000 and $10,000 blinds, when he's going to take home close to $1.2 million. Let's go right down to the table on Danny Smith.
22-year-old looks down and finds a pair of snowmen, 2 8s.
Right off the bat, and he's going to raise it, making it $40,000 to go. David Williams quickly folding. Chad Brown, they call him Downtown Chad Brown from Los Angeles. He's got king, queen of diamonds.
And he likes to play, Vince.
Capping his cards here. Pretty strong hand. Well, he's called it. Ravi out. They're playing fast. Fabrice out.
Round to Nam Lee in the big blind. He also folds.
So two-way action. Got a pair of 8s versus king, queen on the very first pot.
And the flop comes ace 9-5.
40.
And Danny's going to bet with just the 8s even after that flop.
40,000. Now this is a small bet into a pot that has a little over 100,000 in it. And you can just feel that Chad senses that, Vince.
Maybe he's thinking this guy just has a smaller pair. Wouldn't he have bet a little bit bigger to protect his aces?
That's exactly what he's thinking, Vince.
Yep.
That's why he's making the call here. Because of that small bet, he just doesn't believe he's got an ace in his hand.
A 10 on the turn.
Now this gives Chad a gut shot straight draw, but still, he just has the king high. Action's back on Danny.
And he's slowing down. He's just checked it.
Well, is this the green light that Chad is looking for? He is going to bet.
Chad makes it 80,000.
Nice bet.
I'm telling you, this is playing the game here. You're not playing your cards. You're playing this hand because you don't think your opponent has an ace in his hand. And if you bet, you think you can pick up this pot. And indeed it is. Chad Brown taking it down.
That's a great play. I think on that bet after the flop, it just wasn't enough stick to it. If he had an ace, he'd have tried to protect it a little bit more. It was just a feeler bet, and Chad Brown, great perception, picks up on that and takes down the pot after.
As long as you say it.
Let's just talk a little bit about the bounties.
Yeah, there was 50 superstar players, named players, and they've all been knocked out but one. It is David Williams.
Vince, I used to be a bounty here in the old days myself. And believe me, when someone knocks you out, they stop the tournament, they come over, they give the guy the cash right on the spot. They give him a T-shirt that says, I knocked out so-and-so. Quite a show they have up here.
Our bounty David quickly folding and back on Chad Brown, who's getting spunky here. He's got 9-8 of spades.
That makes it $30,000 to go with the suited connector. And Ravi calls him with the Jack-8 of clubs.
Speculation here. Now Fabrice with the button. He's got a big hand. Ace-Queen.
I raise it.
And he's going to raise it.
Well, I've seen these guys limp in here. Figures Ace-Queen is the best hand. Pops it up to $120,000. But right behind him, Nam Lee has picked up 2 kings in the small blind.
Just a gigantic hand. Look at the seriousness of Nam Lee.
Well, this guy is a focused, intense player. And what I love about him, Vince, is notice he's looked back at Chad Brown, trying to survey the situation to see if anybody's got 2 aces in his mind. That's the only hand that can beat him right now. The only other time he made a WPT final table, he finished in 6th place. He's looking to redeem that tonight.
A razor and a razor. You got kings. Now, do you slow play at this point, or do you just take the pot now with a raise?
I raise.
Oh, and he says he's going to raise it.
Well, that wiped the smile off most everybody's face. He is raising it right here. See how much he's going to bet. $270,000 to go here.
Danny flies away. Back on poor Chad.
When Mike and Vince look at this, they'll say, Chad, you would have won the tournament with this hand.
Yeah. Goes out.
I don't think so, Chad, but you never know. Well, Ravi folds his hand, but Fabrice has a little more of a problem. He's got Ace-Queen here.
I don't need to look at the camera. I know he's got kings, so
Oh, nice call by Fabrice.
He's a better commentator than Chad Brown.
I need to lay my hand down.
And us. He can pick off a hand that quick. Called his cards exactly.
Yeah.
Now, if you're sitting there in Nam Lee's seat and the guy's calling your hand and then mucks his cards, you're thinking, whoo, hey, this is going to be a tough table here.
I think he had aces.
Kings.
Well, I'll tell you something. A lot of people think Tuan Lee and Nam Lee are related. No, they do not share DNA together. Just the last name.
Juan's taught him a lot about poker, he said, though. He's his mentor, and he wants to get a title. Tuan Lee's got 3.
Let's go back down the table. It's going to be on downtown Chad Brown. 10 deuce, throws it away.
Over to Ravi. Ravi has the 9-3 of clubs, lays it down.
And now Fabrice, our Frenchman, he's got the atom bombs, pair of aces.
He's not gonna.
Don't do it. Do it.
And he's going to raise it, makes it $32,000 to go.
If you raise me again, I quit.
Into Nam Lee. He's got a little suited connector, 6-5 of hearts.
And he's also got position.
Sometimes tempting to play.
He's also got the chip lead. Remember, in the very last pot, Fabrice raised it. Nam Lee came over the top of him. Right now, the Frenchman is wishing that same scenario would take place.
I quit, man.
Well, Nam Lee's going to make the call here.
Yes, he is.
He's in position, got the chip lead.
Danny out. David Williams with Queen 7. Can't stick around. So we have the two-way action. We got the atom bombs, pair of aces versus 6-5, the suited connector.
And here comes a flop. Well, the flop is King 7-4 of clubs. Now Fabrice looking back. Yes, Fabrice, you do have the ace of clubs, along with the 2 aces.
And there he's going to bet $35,000. A little tickler there. Nam Lee with an open-ended straight draw.
And Nam calls him with the open-end straight draw.
He is going to get invested here. Hoping to pick off the Frenchman.
Well, the ace of spade comes on the turn. This gives Fabrice 3 aces to go along with his nut flush draw.
Just a beautiful card there.
Now Fabrice now trying to figure out how much can he bet to get more chips out of Nam Lee in this pot. Well, he's going to bet $50,000. Remember, there's over $150,000 in the pot. Not a big bet there.
Well, that's a great hand he has. You don't want to blow your guy out. Now look at Nam Lee. Do you want to draw to a possible dead hand?
The only way he's drawing dead is if Fabrice has a flush at this moment.
That is the question. Now, pros sometimes do this because they're so talented. They can get away from hands so they can do this. But don't do this at home, folks.
The point being, if you make your straight and your opponent already has a flush, you're just going to lose all your chips.
Fabrice trying to entice a call here.
Call.
Well, Nam is going to make the call, so he's called 50 more thousand.
Oh, yes, heavily invested now. We're going to go down to the river.
Nam Lee looking for the 3 or the 8. That would give him a straight here, but the 5 of diamonds comes up. And once again, Fabrice is trying to figure out how much can he bet to get this guy to pay me off.
Not a very good card for Nam Lee.
And he's got a pair of 5s. And another massage bet, 50,000.
Oh, beg me kind of bet.
Well, there's over 250,000
Please
in the
call me,
pot,
please
but
call
Nam
me.
is not going for it. He lays it down and glances over to Fabrice. And Fabrice shows him 1 ace. And then flips up the other one.
Shows the hand, a very friendly, social thing to do here.
Now, Vance,
Nice hand,
doesn't
Fabrice.
Fabrice look like one of those Frenchmen who's riding his moped around?
And, of course, a baguette in the old backpack.
Sometimes people think I'm a little crazy. I don't think the big professional can read what I have. They think like, what did this guy do? Why did he do it? And they don't understand. And I like that.
But I'll tell you something, he's going after $1.3 million in bread here this evening. Stay tuned. We're coming back. 6 remain here at the Bay 101.
I almost checked the river. I should have.
Of the shooting stars, I knocked out Carlos Mortensen, knocked out Alan Cunningham. I took out Min the Master, and I got a nifty t-shirt with his face on it, which is probably my favorite of the ones that I have. I want to win today, so no one gets a t-shirt with my face on it. I know that if I win it, I get my own t-shirt. I'm going to scratch out I busted David Williams and write no one busted David Williams.
Bay 101 is known for the shooting star concept. People love to come in here and play a little different tournament. We had 518 players and 50 stars, 1 at each table.
My first time in San Jose. It's nice. It's a good tournament. I enjoyed it.
Playing with a bounty in your head, you have to take into consideration that people are going to call you more liberally because they have an extra 5,000 out of every pot.
This was great. I love the city. I love the food. I mean, I really like it. I like the people. I think I'm going to stay in California.
First place, $1,172,000. Another millionaire created on the World Poker Tour. Real excited about that.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. You're watching the Bay 101 Shooting Star. I'm Vince Van Patten with Mike Sexton.
Our current chip leader is Nam Lee. Second place with nearly $1 million in chips, Ravi Udakumar. A local player here got in on a satellite. Last year we saw the local win. Could another local capture this title? We shall see.
Action's going to be on Fabrice, our Frenchman. He's got ace-5 of diamonds.
He's going to play yet another pot. He limps in here.
Nam Lee with queen-jack, calling as well.
He comes in the pot also.
I'm not coming.
Out goes Danny Smith. David Williams looks down at 6-9 on the button. He opts to lay his hand down.
Chad Brown.
And he's got 2 4s, a small pair. He calls out of the small blind. Ravi in the big blind says, give us a flop. So here we go, 4-way action.
How exciting.
Our dealer, Elaine, turns up the flop. Jack 6-3.
Good for Nam Lee. He's picked up top pair.
Chad checks his 2 4s.
I didn't
Ravi checks his 2 6s.
realize Chad was in here.
And Fabrice with just ace-high.
He's going to bet 22,000.
He's betting the baloney.
Now let's see what Nam Lee's going to do with his top pair.
With a nice kicker, queen kicker.
Is he going to call or is he going to re-raise?
Got a phony on your right, and he just calls it very gently. Chad going out. And Ravi with a pair of 6s, a piece of that. He's going to call, so we still have 3-way action.
And you always flop something?
Yeah, a little surprised you call with second pair with 2 bettors in the pot.